Hey guys, today I will be showing you how I made this super cute and simple tote bag. Let's get started. So first you're going to need two 16 by 16 panels, three 16 by 8 panels, and two 3 by 36 strips or 3 by 32 depending on how tall you are. So first what I'm doing is taking one 16 by 16 panel and I'm going to lay a 16 by 8 panel on top, and I am just going to pin this down and then stitch it on my sewing machine. After that, I'm going to unfold this and I'm going to take my second 16 by 16 panel and I'm going to lay it on the side that has the 16 by 8 one sewn on it, and I'm just going to pin this down and stitch. Now I'm going to take my other 16 by 8 panel and I'm going to lay it onto the top of the other 16 by 8 panel that's already sewn onto the project. And this is a little side note, but while I'm sewing this, I'm going to make sure that these seams are faced outward, as you can see here. And just as I did on the other side, I'm going to take the very last 16 by 8 panel and I'm going to lay it on top of the other one, and I'm just going to pin this down and sew it. And once again, I am making sure that the seams are faced outward. Now, all the way around the bag, I'm going to basically connect the two edges that form this cross, and I'm just going to sew them all together, and this is what's going to form the actual bag itself. And now I'm just going to repeat that same process on all three other sides. After I sew all the pieces together, there are a little bit of about a 2-inch extra piece on the 16 by 16 panels, so here I'm just going to cut that off. Now to finish off the edge of the bag, I'm going to pin it down. As you can see, whenever I pin it down, I will be taking these seams and folding them over just like this. And I'm making the fold about the size of my sewing machine's presser foot, just for reference. Now I'm just going to stitch all the way around the bag on that fold. And I decided to do a double stitch around the top of the bag, so I'm just taking the edge of my presser foot and following the stitch I already made. And I think the double stitching that I ended up doing on the top of the bag really made the bag have a much more finished look. Now I'm going to take my 3 by 36 strip and I'm going to fold and make a fold about the size of my presser foot, and I'm just going to stitch down the side of it. Now I'm going to take another presser-sized foot fold on the piece of fabric and I'm going to stitch down the other side. Now I'm going to fold the two folds together, as you can see here, and I'm going to set my sewing machine to a zigzag stitch, and I'm going to zigzag stitch all the way down to the end of the material. And now I'm just going to follow the exact same process on the second 3x36 strip. Now I'm just folding over the edge of each strap, and I'm going to do a simple stitch just to finish it off. And I will be doing this to both ends of each strap. Now I'm going to take the end of the straps and I'm going to sew it onto the seam of the actual bag where the two pieces are sewn together. And as you can see here, I'm just going to stick that on and stitch. Now I'm taking the other end and I'm just doing the same thing using the end of the strap, and I'm going to sew it onto where the stitch of the actual bag is, and I'm just going to repeat that same process on the other side as well. And here's the end result. I think it turned out super cute, and you can use any type of material you want for this bag. I hope you guys enjoy making this bag, and thank you so much for watching today's video. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Clayton Bright Design. Thank you so much for watching.